Hey, what's up? Welcome to the channel. I want to talk about working today. I want to talk about people who have a hard time holding down a job. And I'm going to throw some truth in this and some understanding because I'm also somebody who I think the longest job I've had in the past maybe 10 years was 6 months long. Okay, and I think the longest job I've had my whole life was a year and 3 months. That's it. Other than that, I mean, I've had jobs where I'm there for 2 weeks, guys, maybe a week, maybe a couple days, and I'll get pissed off and quit, or I'll get fired for losing my temper, or whatever. Now, I'm 34 years old. A lot of people are going to look at somebody like me, they're going to say that dude's a fucking loser, right? He's a loser. You don't want to be like that guy. And here's the thing, guys, okay? I've heard other channels talk about not being able to hold down a job. They're like, I'm just exploring myself, and I'm not the same as other people, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, no shit, okay? Like, we're obviously not the same. I get that. But here's the thing, guys. I'll just tell you a little history of my family. I got a brother, another brother of mine. He's had a hard time holding down jobs. He figured it out, got him a job. He's had it for about 3 years now, and he's going strong. I got another brother, my oldest brother. I got a brother, my other brother. My brother, my other brother. Brother, where art thou? But my other brother, my oldest brother, he's had his job, I think, for well over 10 years at this point. It's got to be even longer than that, actually. He's been doing it a long time. He had a couple jobs. He kind of job hopped a little bit out of high school, and then he landed this one job, and he stayed with it. My mom, she's been working for the same job for God knows how long. Long time. And my old man, he jumped around jobs a little bit every couple years or whatever. That was just the nature of his industry, This is the way the money works. If you want to climb up, you go somewhere else. You say, hey, here's what this company's paying me. You want to pay me more? And they go, yeah, you got all this experience in the industry. Come on board. That's how you kind of got a raise, or at least that's how he did. It worked pretty good for him. The point is, he held down jobs for a long time. Right, and I know a lot of people. I got cousins that have held down jobs for a long time. Now, I got other people in my family that are kind of like me. They go from job to job to job to job to job, okay? But there's a lot of people who hold down their jobs, right? I was talking to some guys, like I just recently lost my fucking temper at a job again. That's probably over. I don't know yet. I'm going to find out in the next few days. I don't think it's looking good, but a lot of those guys I work with, when I talk to them, they would tell me, man, I've only had 6, 7 jobs in my whole life. So fuck, man, I have that a year, right? If not more. I had one year where I literally had 8 jobs. I had the W2 or W4s at the end of the year. I was looking at them, and I was like, I had 8 freaking jobs this year. I gotta put all those in the taxes and all that stuff. Is a pain in the ass, okay? I job hop a lot. And am I different than other people because of that? Sure. Am I special and unique? No. Is it a problem? Well, it fucking costs you a lot of money. That's a damn problem, okay? Now, there are problems with the jobs, They have you work these fucking crazy ass hours. Like, it's always more. Like, every time I'm willing to accept, like, hey, we got to work 4 hours of overtime today. All right, fuck. They do it again on Tuesday. All right, fuck. All week long, Friday rolls around. You're like, cool. They're like, hey, man, I need you to work the weekend for another 7 hours on Saturday and 4 on Sunday. And I'm like, all right, fuck. And then you go there and you got to deal with some asshole for fucking 12, 13, 14 hours a fucking day. You lose your temper, you get fired, right? And I work in trucking, kind of in the fuel industry. That's where I work for the most part. In the last few years, that's what I've been doing. And maybe there's some entitlement there. I don't know. I have a hard time submitting to the authority of other people, especially since that authority so often becomes abusive. So for people who can't hold down a job, I think that plays a huge role, and the amount of time it eats up. You go to work and you're like, dude, like I've been here 10 hours, You know, I drive an hour back and forth. That's 12 hours a day. I go home, I eat dinner, I take a shower, I might get a workout in, then I go to bed. That's it. I get up, I go back to work, rinse, wash, repeat. What kind of a fucking life is that? I get that. But the thing is, there are millions of Americans who do it every fucking day without... Well, they probably complain. They probably complain some. Everybody fucking complains. But there are millions of Americans who do it all the time. And so, those of us who can't do it, I'm not going to sit here and rip on hard-working fucking blue-collar Americans who get up and get it done. What I will not do, however, is rip on people like, we're not fucking losers. There's some disconnect there. There's some kind of fucking problem. You know, I don't know if it was maybe, you know, when we were kids, we had some kind of authority, maybe a teacher or a youth pastor or who knows. I'm not blaming. I didn't have, you know, some bad youth pastor or something. I don't know what the fuck my problem is, but, you know, there was some kind of abuse of authority in your life, and maybe you associate those authorities with it. It's a problem. It's going to cost you. Do you have to change it? No. You're a fucking grown-ass adult. You can do whatever the fuck you want, but you got to accept the consequences of that lifestyle. It's cost me a lot, guys. Choosing to live that kind of a lifestyle has cost me a lot of money, a lot of time. People lost faith in me as a person because they're like, this motherfucker just going to quit. You know, he ain't worth a shit. It's the world we live in. You got to accept it. Does it make me a bad fucking guy? Maybe in some ways. But in other ways, you know, there is something wrong with the system. Right? The system's fucked up. I mean, when you go to work and you're sitting in a truck, they got a fucking camera on you. They got bells and alarms, and you get written up for fucking drinking out of a cup like this. They're like, well, put a straw in it. I quit a job because they told me that. Put a straw in your drink so you can drink it. It's like, I'm not working in these fucking conditions. They treat you like you're a fucking child. You got headphones in. They're like, what are you doing? Well, I'm being a fucking individual. I'm being a goddamn adult, right? Let me do what the fuck I'm doing. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm doing the job, right? I'm not sitting here holding my fucking shit in my hand, right? I'm fucking driving the truck. I'm unloading the truck. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be fucking doing. Or you get somebody who gives you a lot of lip and fucking attitude, and finally you're like, hey man, fuck you. And then they're like, that's their boy. That's my boy. He been working for me for 3 years. That's my boy. You don't talk to him like that. You're fired. Right? Even though they're a fucking dickwad. They're only their boy because they're willing to fucking do whatever the corporation tells them to do. The corporation's like, dude, let's put a fucking needle in your arm. Hey, let us put a fucking needle in your arm. And they're like, okay, I want to be your boy. You know? And I know there's people out there that maybe they got to take care of their family or something. I hate to fucking be so hard on people. There are assholes, though. They're definitely assholes, prickheads that you don't want to work with, and that's cost me a lot of jobs. It is what it is. So I definitely understand, but I can't sit here in good conscience and tell somebody that, you know, you're not part of the problem. You definitely are. What's the common denominator with 27 jobs in 2 years? You know, okay, that's a lot. Maybe 27 jobs in 5 years. Okay, that's still a lot, but it's better than 2 years, right? What's the common denominator between those jobs and you? Just you, right? You're the common denominator. I tell this stuff because I've met people who were like me and they found a way to make it work. They figured it out. I haven't. I'll be real with you. I'm 34 years old. And part of me is like, fuck, am I ever going to change? Yeah, this is just who I am. 34 years. You're like, it's become habitual at this point. It's become habitual. And you know, it's what I've become. Unfortunately, it sucks. But it was a choice. Nobody did it to me. I did it to myself. Were there factors that came in from the outside that may have pushed me in that direction? Abso-fucking-lutely. Absolutely. But I've learned, I don't know, man. I'm one of these people that I look at the constant of what I've become, and it's like, I'm not going to blame that on the fucking world. Although the world is a shithole, it's evil. But, you know, those choices are mine. Those are choices I made individually myself. And I'm willing to accept that. Does it piss me off? Oh, yeah, it pisses me off. Do I feel justified every time I quit? Fuck yeah, I do. Fuck yeah, I do. I won't even lie. man, I mean, there's parts of me that don't even regret it. I'm like, fuck those assholes, you know? But I got to pay the consequence of that lifestyle choice. And I tell this because if you guys are willing to work on that and change, you have an opportunity to build a good career for yourself. You know, everybody wants to be the next big movie writer. Or they want to be, in my case, I wanted to write comic books and stuff. And I work on them, you know, but, you know, everybody wants to be the next actor or actress or football star or, you know, a basketball star or musician or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, most of us are going to end up being worker bees, man. You're going to get up, you're going to go work your job. A 9 to 5 is a fucking American fiction. I don't even know where the fuck that comes from, because I sure as hell ain't ever found a 9 to 5 or a 7 to 3 or whatever. It's always been fucking, you come in at maybe 6:30 and you might get off at 6:30 if you're lucky. You know, you work your ass off, and then they say come in on the weekends, and they put you in a truck with an asshole. You know, that's been my experience in the working world. And they're like, well, you got to earn your bones, man. For whatever reason, I'm like, fuck you, man. I'm not going to let you treat me like shit, because to me, it's the other way around. Like, it's entitled to think you're owed something by a job, absolutely. But it's also entitled for a job to think that they just get to treat individuals like shit. They don't know your background. They don't know who you are. You know what I mean? One of the things that drives me crazy is I've been to third world countries, and I've seen, you know, poverty like you wouldn't believe, starving like you wouldn't believe. And then you have some asshole who's never left his fucking podunk farm town that you're working with telling you how life is. You know, it's like, what the fuck, dude? And I wouldn't mind if they were just cool about it. They're like, dude, I'm going to give you some advice on life, you know, blah, blah, blah. Even if I already know, I'll listen, I'll be respectful. But when they're a fucking dickhead, listen here, California. Well, first of all, I ain't even from California, you fucking moron. Never even fucking been to, well, okay, I've driven through there a few times, but I've never stayed. You know, I've never stayed the night in California. I'm not even from fucking California. Well, listen here, California. Fuck you, dude. I ain't gonna listen to shit. You're an idiot. You know, so I get it. I get it from both sides. And a company's not gonna put up with your bullshit. Why would they? They're there to make fucking money. I wish the employees thought that way. We're here to make money. We ain't here to be dickheads and douchebags. We're just here to work, get our fucking paycheck. You know what I mean? But, you know, it's the way it is. I mean, I've seen corruption at companies before, too. Like, I've had them fucking take my check because they had me go pick up a trailer on a muddy fucking lot and the truck got stuck. You know, and I couldn't get the damn thing out. They had to come tow it, and they're like, okay, well, we're going to take your check because we got to pay for that wrecker. Man, fuck you. Why the fuck would anybody work in this industry if something is like getting the truck stuck in a fucking muddy lot is enough for you to take my check away? And without the money to fight them, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Buy a check? You know, I can go beat their ass and go to jail, I guess. You know? Oh yeah, let's go beat their ass and get thrown in prison. And now not only do I have any money, now I can't take care of my kids at all. So no, I see it from both sides. I understand, but the best advice that I can give someone, not that my advice is worth a fucking shit, but hey, I'm an old guy now, so I get to do that, right? Best advice I can give someone is if you can find a way to improve it, you can find a way to endure it. I would, because you'll make some money. If you can't, well, you're going to end up like me, and, you know, I fucking figure it out. So, no worries. Life is what it is, bro. Just a fucking sublime song. Life is. So love the one you got, because you might get run over, you might get shot, right? So, you know, keep your fucking chins up out there, man. It does suck sometimes. Some of us just aren't built to put up with bullshit. I never have been. Every time I've ever tried to change, I end up fucking it up again, no matter how many times I tell myself. So don't beat yourself up about it. God bless. Keep on rocking, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video.